The series begins with a girl named Shen Munning. At that time, she's studying art in Italy and getting ready for her final exam, where she has to paint 2 red roses. Her friend, Ramena, tells her about a legend involving these twin roses. According to the legend, they always stick together, but eventually one of them dies. So if someone meets their double, one of them will die. Upon hearing that, Munning finds this amusing and thinks it's just a silly story. But little does she know, there's actually another girl who looks exactly like her, named Xiang Xiang seems to be hiding in Italy because her grandfather sent her there. His family's company is in trouble because her grandfather is sick. But once things get better, he promises to come get Xiang. While Xiang was heading to campus, a guy tried to flirt with her, but she ignored him. Then, she got a call from someone who was thought to be dead 17 years ago. Xiang was shocked to hear this. In a flashback, Xiang remembered a car accident involving a truck, but what happened next was unclear. All she knew was that the person who called her was waiting for her outside campus, and it was a serious-looking man with a black ring on his finger. At that time, it seems Xiang isn't safe. She felt like someone was following her. Meanwhile, Munning was approached by a boy who said a Chinese man was waiting for her. He claimed he was sent by his father and Chang to take her home. In that moment, Munning was confused because she didn't know him. The boy, Li Mufan, said they knew each other as kids. Munning is really confused now. She doesn't know who is Mufan actually searching for. But turns out, he's looking for Xiang Xiang. There, Munning realizes Mufan got the wrong person. Her last name is Shen Machuang, and her name is Shen Munning. Upon hearing that, Mufan can't believe it. He's convinced he's got the right person. He even shows Munning a photo of Xiang, but she convinces him she's not the one he's looking for. Her dad is just a truck driver, not some big shot. She has no idea about the rich family Mufan mentioned. Then, Munning starts to get scared, especially when she remembers the legend of the twin roses Maynard told her about. When Munning gets back to school, she bumps into 2 identical foreign girls, right by the painting of twin roses. They're both shocked to see each other. They don't say anything, but then Munning suddenly runs off to call Maynard to ask about the legend again. But before she can finish, a mysterious guy who was following Xiang grabs her, mistaking Munning for Xiang. On the other hand, Xiang had just arrived at the school to meet the guy who called her earlier. But then, the same guy from earlier approached her, not to flirt this time, but to ask about something strange he saw. He saw Xiang faint and being carried into a car by a man. Xiang was confused, but then she saw a car passed by with Munning, who had passed out in the back seat. Xiang was shocked to see someone who looked just like her being kidnapped. Worried about Munning's safety, Xiang decided to skip meeting the guy and chase after the kidnapper to save Munning. The guy Xiang was supposed to meet is named Yan Xingchong. He's the one who disappeared 17 years ago. When Xiang called him to explain she had to save someone first, Chang saw what he thought was Xiang being taken away in a car. Fortunately, Xiang managed to crash into the kidnapper's car and save Munning. As they got to know each other, Xiang explained that the kidnapper was after her, but he got the wrong person because they looked so much alike. Unfortunately, as they were being chased by the kidnapper, a big truck suddenly appeared from the other direction and crashed into them. Xiang quickly shielded Munning. At the same time, Munning managed to call someone from Xiang's phone, and it was Chang's number. There, he heard the crash and arrived with his friends. Soon after, Xiang and Munning were rushed to the hospital. After a tense wait, the doctor came out with bad news. Xiang didn't make it, and Munning was badly hurt, especially her eye, which was pierced by glass. Chang seemed to have a special bond with Xiang. He was devastated by her death. Before he could leave, the doctor stopped him. There was something important to show him. The 2 girls had identical faces, which shocked Chang. The doctor explained that Munning urgently needed a cornea transplant, and the fastest donor available was Xiang. Upon hearing that, Chang was so shocked and upset that he punched a mirror, cutting his hands. Eventually, Xiang's corneas were used for a transplant to help Munning see again. 15 days later, Munning woke up to find a strange man watching over her. It was Chang, who claimed to be her fiancé. Munning was scared of him, but there, Chang insisted that Munning was dead and that her name was Xiang. Munning was confused, but then she noticed that the patient's information on the bed said Xiang, but that couldn't be right. She knew she was Mun Ning, not Xiang. Shortly after, Mun Ning became hysterical and scared, running to the rooftop and threatening to jump if anyone came near her. As Chang kept getting closer, Mun Ning grew even more panicked. She cried until Chang became annoyed and yelled at her to stop touching her eyes. He said that someone died in her place, and she could see because she had received the person's eyes. After hearing about that, Mun Ning started to remember the accident. At that time, Xiang had protected her, so Xiang got more hurt. Soon after, Chang explained that their meeting was destiny because one person had died, so the survivor couldn't be her old self anymore. She had to live for Xiang's sake. There, Chang insisted that Mun Ning was now Xiang. Upon hearing that, Mun Ning struggled to accept this. Suddenly, she slipped and fell, but luckily, Chang caught her. There, he reminded her again to live for Xiang. His friends helped Mun Ning stand up safely. Mun Ning hugged Chang reflexively, then quickly let go, feeling awkward. Since knowing that Mun Ning spent the whole day feeling sad about the situation, that's when she remembered Xiang's last wish before she died in the car. Xiang asked her to survive and take her place at home with her family and the family business, and to find Chang. Remembering this, Mun Ning agreed to live as Xiang to repay the debt of life and eyes she owed to Xiang. Shortly after, Mun Ning asked Chang if 1 year would be enough. Chang responded by offering his hand, and Mun Ning shook it to show she agreed. Finally, Mun Ning returned to China as Xiang. While still in the hospital, she learned all about Xiang. Turns out, Xiang was from a wealthy family that owned a famous jewelry company. Her grandfather, Chang, started the company. Xiang's mom was Chang's favorite until they were in a car accident when Xiang was 7. Her dad died, and her mom disappeared. After Xiang's grandfather sent her away, she spent many years growing up in another country. But her main aim was to come back to her family's estate and take charge of her mother's company. A month ago, their company had a big problem that caused Chang to get sick. That's why Xiang had to come back to China to run the Xiang family's company and estate. Not only did Mun Ning have to remember Xiang's details, but she also had to memorize every little thing about her. But there was so much to remember that it overwhelmed Mun Ning. On top of that, she had to remember everything in a short time. So she made a small cheat sheet to help her remember. But when Chang found it, he burned it and put out the fire with his hands. He warned Mun Ning not to use any cheats because it could ruin her disguise. From now on, Mun Ning is Xiang. She can't mess up at all, or she'll be in big trouble. But there's still a big mystery surrounding Chang's past disappearance and his sudden return. Suddenly, the TV news announced that Zhuang Zhoukai, Xiang's cousin, might become the new head of Lun Hai Yixing Company. So Chang decided they should head straight there. At that time, the board members were unsure about making Zhoukai the CEO. They doubted his character and abilities. Luckily, Chang arrived with Mun Ning, introducing her as Xiang, Director Zhuang's long-hidden granddaughter. Upon hearing that, Zhoukai didn't buy it, accusing her of being a fake since nobody had heard from Xiang in 17 years. In that moment, Mun Ning was nervous, especially facing Zhoukai's attacks. But with Chang's support, she stood firm. There, Chang confronted Zhoukai, insisting that he had no right to take over Lun Hai Yixing as long as Xiang was present. At that time, Mun Ning was visibly nervous, which raised suspicions. But Chang silently encouraged him to step forward. There, Mun Ning had to gather her courage before telling the board of directors that she was Xiang. She disagreed with appointing Zhuang Zhoukai as the new CEO. It seems someone wants Xiang dead, and the person is the one who sent the kidnappers after her. They're probably upset to hear she's still alive and back. After leaving the company, Chang took Mun Ning to the Zhuang family manor. Nobody in the Zhuang family knew Chang or his connection to Mun Ning. Acting like they were in love, Chang introduced himself as Xiang's fiancé. He said they'd been dating for a year, and he was there to help with household matters. But then, something strange happened when Chang saw a painting of waves in the manor. He got really emotional and accidentally hurt Mun Ning's hand when he grabbed it too hard. Soon after, Xiang's aunt, Zhuang Chase-Wan, came downstairs and greeted Chang coldly. When Chang introduced himself to Chase-Wan, he looked at her sharply, like he had a grudge. It seemed Chase-Wan knew someone else with the last name Yan. On the other hand, Mun Ning seemed really nervous, making everyone wonder what was up with her. She almost went into the wrong room when she had to go in first. Thankfully, Chang noticed and guided her to the right place. At first, Ning was unsure, but eventually, she took Chang'un's hand. The day had been tiring and emotional for her, and she started to regret her decision. Meanwhile, while Ning was daydreaming in Xinan's room, she noticed something behind the curtain. It was a walk-in closet full of fancy clothes, shoes, bags, and accessories, which amazed her. On the other hand, now Mufun is drawing and thinking about Ning. He was thinking whether he was falling for her, but he was also curious about Xinyan. He thought the information he had about her was accurate, but why he didn't find her? Now, he wondered where is she? Suddenly, a lady from a rival company showed up and offered Mufun a job as a designer with a big salary. But Mufun said no firmly, even though the lady offered a lot of money. His focus shifted when he got news that Xinyan had come back. When he saw a photo of Ning, he was shocked. The scene changed. Ning was walking in the garden, unaware that someone was following her. Suddenly, Mufun appeared and called her Ning. She got nervous, wondering if he found out. There, she tried to deny it, but she sounded really nervous. At that time, Mufun found it hard to believe and got emotional, gripping Ning's hand tightly, asking for her real identity. Nervously, Ning tried to convince him by mentioning memories from their childhood with Xinyan. But then her phone fell, revealing it was hers, not Xinyan's, even though Mufun had called Xinyan before. And Mufun, still suspicious, tried calling Xinyan's number, but Ning's phone didn't ring. She got even more nervous, but luckily Chang showed up with Xinyan's phone. Ning was relieved, but then Chang locked her in Xinyan's room. He grabbed her cheeks roughly, scolding her for almost revealing her identity, and warned her that she was now Xinyan. Ning, initially scared of him, suddenly got annoyed and demanded to know who Chang really was. Was he really Xinyan's fiancé, and what was his real motive? At that time, Ning thought Chang was just like everyone else there. She believed he was doing all this not out of love for Xinyan, but to gain everything. She asked if by marrying Chang, he would inherit all the Zhuang family's wealth and companies. Angered, Chang heard her and then leaned in as if to kiss her. He sarcastically said he didn't need to marry Ning to control the family's wealth. He warned her not to pry into his motives, saying she had no right to know. The next day, Manor has just come back to China. She talked with Ning's mom and dad, and it was clear they didn't know about Ning's accident. They thought she was still in Italy for her internship. On the other hand, Chang left with his friends, leaving Ning alone in the house. But right after he left, Chang'un got even sicker. So the whole Zhuang family, including Ning, had to rush him to the hospital. Chang'un was diagnosed with acute kidney failure, and he needed a kidney transplant from his family. The doctors asked the Zhuang family to do blood tests to see who could donate a kidney. Ning was really shocked and nervous. She was acting so worried that it made everyone suspicious. She tried calling Chang many times, but he didn't answer. During these moments, Chang is so engrossed in his activities that he keeps his cell phone silent. At that time, he seemed like he doesn't want to help Ning, and if that happened, all his plans could go wrong later. But turns out, he and his two friends are actually investigating a hit-and-run accident that happened before, as well as the ones involving Xinyan and Ning. Even though it's tough to look into the old hit-and-run, they found some clues about what happened to Xinyan and Ning. Their investigation makes them think that the person behind Ning's kidnapping and the hit-and-run might be two different people. Suddenly, Kai shows up, grabs Ning's phone, and she gets even more scared. It's obvious that Kai is becoming more suspicious of Chang. Even though we haven't seen Xinyan for many years, when they were younger, Xinyan was strong and brave. She used to stand up to Kai. There's no way she'd become so timid now. Ning suddenly got really nervous when Kai grabbed her phone. But she managed to calm down quickly and bravely told him to give it back. But Kai wasn't scared at all and shouted back, telling her to stay away from their family and company. Soon after, some nurse came to take blood from everyone in the Zhuang family. Ning was super nervous, but she had to let them do it to avoid looking even more suspicious. Luckily, at that moment, Chang and his friends remembered to check the security cameras at the mansion. They saw on CCTV that the whole Zhuang family had gone to the hospital. Finally, Chang checked his phone and saw missed calls and messages from Ning, telling him everything. They quickly hacked into the hospital's CCTV and saw Ning getting her blood taken. Panicking, Chang rushed to the hospital to help Mun Ning. On the other hand, Mufun, who had been worried about seeing Mun Ning so nervous, finally spoke up. He asked the nurse not to take too much blood because he knew Nund wasn't very healthy since childhood. Right after the nurse finished, Chang showed up and hugged Mun Ning romantically. Then he said they needed to go rest, as she felt dizzy after the blood test. Soon after, Chang quickly took Mun Ning into the elevator but didn't close it immediately because some nurses pushing carts with blood samples passed by. Then, suddenly, his friends Feng Xiang and Yuan Sui, dressed up as doctors and patients, greeted the nurses and accidentally knocked over the cart, spilling the samples. Mun Ning's blood sample fell right into the elevator where Chang and Mun Ning were waiting. Feng Xiang then hacked into the elevator's camera so Chang could carry out their plan. They mixed Mun Ning's blood with Chang's in a sample tube to mess it up. So Chang started drawing his own blood. When the elevator went back up, the nurses and Zhou Kai found only one sample tube. Although nothing seemed odd, Zhou Kai was clearly suspicious. He even wanted to get Nun's blood taken again, but Mufun suddenly defended her, saying she wasn't very healthy. There, Zhou Kai didn't believe Mufun's defense of Nun, but everyone, including his mom, decided to stop arguing. Zhou Kai was mad, but he had to listen to his mom. Mun Ning couldn't handle it anymore, especially when Chang warned her that things like this might keep happening because the Zhuang family would keep doubting her. Mun Ning cried out that she couldn't keep pretending. She couldn't handle it anymore. She couldn't be Zhuang Xinyund. She couldn't run Lund Hai Yi Sing. Even though she looked like Xinyund, she wasn't her. She's just a regular girl from a normal family who lives a simple life. Mun Ning felt so hopeless that she didn't even react when Chang hurt her again. But her tears seemed to soften Chang's heart, and he finally let go of her. Angry and disappointed, Chang threw Mun Ning's passport and told her to go back to Italy tomorrow. He said she's not Xinyund anymore and has nothing to do with Lund Hai Yi Sing. Whatever happens to Lund Hai Yi Sing and the Zhuang family, it is no longer her concern. He said she didn't have to go back, or if she come back, Chang would kill her. Since his first plan failed, Chang had to resort to his backup plan, kidnapping Chang'un. While Chang was carrying out the kidnapping, Mun Ning started packing her things. But as she was folding the denim jacket she wore during her accident with Nund, she found a brooch that Nund had given her before she died. This made Mun Ning confused, remembering the last request of the deceased and the debt she owed to her. At that moment, she accidentally overheard Zhou Kai and his secretary talking about Mun Ning's blood sample not working. Zhou Kai was annoyed because they couldn't take new samples. He decided to go to the hospital to make them test the sample again, no matter what. Mun Ning got worried and called Chang to warn him. But she couldn't reach him cause his phone was off this time. She became even more anxious about him. After dodging security guards, Chang and Yuan Sui finally made it to the parking lot. But they had to hide behind a car when they saw Zhou Kai approaching. This is when they heard a conversation between Zhou Kai and his secretary that talking about Nund wasn't who she said she was. Then, Chang'un accidentally kicked a car, setting off the alarm and making Zhou Kai suspicious. Soon after, Chang and Yuan Sui quickly hid behind a pillar, but Zhou Kai, being persistent, checked around and approached a pole. Just in time, Mun Ning showed up and stopped her car in front of Zhou Kai, saving Chang and calming Zhou Kai's suspicions. Later on, when things settled down, Chang confronted Mun Ning. She wasn't scared anymore and asked him why he kidnapped Chang'un. Chang confessed that he wanted to ruin the company because he couldn't fulfill Nun's wishes. He believed no one deserved to inherit her shares. There, Mun Ning questioned him about his true identity, not backing down. After spending some time with Chang, Mun Ning became convinced that he wasn't someone greedy who wanted to take over other people's stuff. She wanted to understand his true intentions and why he roped her into his plans. Since Chang already involved her this much, Mun Ning hoped he'd be honest. She asked him directly who he really was. Chang replied that he loved Nund more than anything in the world. Chang stressed that he'd do anything for Nund, even destroy everything if it meant helping her get back what should be hers. If they couldn't, then the Zhuang family's company would be ruined. But he told Mun Ning it wasn't her concern anymore and urged her to go back to Italy. He even tried to push her into the car. But Mun Ning refused to give up. She insisted on staying to protect Chang. She knew she couldn't truly be Nund, but with her resembling Nund, she could pretend to be her to shield Chang, just like she did at the hospital earlier. Then, Ning tells Xing Chang that destroying Lanhai would be wrong because it's the result of Xing and her parents' hard work. She believes Xing Chang wants to protect their legacy. Ning also wants to honor Xing's final wish. This deeply moves Xing Chang, and he begins to open up to her more. He explains that he didn't actually kidnap Chang, but moved him to another hospital for better treatment. Xing Chang suspected foul play in Chang'un's current treatment. He noticed signs that someone was intentionally delaying Chang'un's care to benefit themselves, likely a member of the Zhuang family. In the world of big companies, family ties don't matter in power struggles. People will do anything for profit, even betray their own. Ning realizes she needs to be tough like a crocodile to survive in this environment, or else she'll be eaten alive by others. In that moment, Ning felt anxious hearing all this, but Xing Chang suddenly held her hand and reassured her. He promised to help her and suggested she stay calm to maintain her position in the Zhuang family, while he and his friends handled other issues. There, Xing Chang vowed to take Ning back to her normal life in a year. At that time, Ning couldn't stop thinking about his promises, feeling a bit jealous when he declared his love for Xing. She also worried about her safety, but Xing Chang assured her he'd take her home in a year. Finally, the DNA test results confirmed that Ning was indeed part of the Zhuang family. However, Zhou Kai refused to accept it and didn't want to give up the company to someone who just returned after so many years. What nobody knew was that Xing Chang's friends had secretly swapped the real DNA results with fake ones. On the other hand, Zhou Kai's mother seemed calm after hearing the DNA test results. But what people doesn't know that, deep down she was actually worried. Soon after, she rushed to the hospital to meet Chang'un, but he wasn't there. There, Feng Sheng and Yuan Sui, who were guarding Chang'un's room, tried everything to stop them from entering. They even called Xing Chang, who was watching over Chang'un at another hospital. Despite their efforts, they couldn't stop everyone from getting in. Ning arrived and tried to stop them from uncovering the blanket. She bravely fought them off, but Chase Wan quickly opened the blanket and found pillows inside. Chase Wan got upset and tried to slap Ning, but Xing Chang shielded her, taking the hit on his shoulder. Shortly after, Chase Wan and Xing Chang exchanged harsh words. She accused him of kidnapping Chang'un and wanting to harm him. There, Xing Chang coolly replied that he wasn't the one trying to hurt Chang'un, but someone who wanted to profit from it. He hinted that Chase Wan knew who he meant. Chase Wan went silent, embarrassed, but then ordered Uncle Lin, Hufan's father, to call the police. Suddenly, Chang'un's voice was heard, and everyone realized something fishy about Chase Wan. She didn't seem happy to see her father awake and wasn't sincere in her attention. It was clear they didn't have a good relationship. Despite his serious condition, Chang'un made a big decision about their company's future. He decided that Xing would inherit his late mother's shares, making her the biggest shareholder of Lund Hai Yixing. So now Xing is the new owner of Lund Hai Yixing. Zhou Kai stayed quiet and hid his irritation in front of Chang'un. But once back in his office, he got angry and refused to accept it. However, his secretary convinced him they could still fight Xing, even though Chang'un appointed her as the new CEO. Xing hasn't run a company in over a dozen years, so she probably lacks the ability, especially when the company is going through tough times. They could take advantage of this and defeat her. Meanwhile, in the middle of her confusion about becoming the new owner of the company, Ning was surprised by a visit from Xing Chang. She thought he had something important to tell her, but he suddenly suggested they live together. Now that Xing is in charge of Lund Hai Yixing, Xing Chang decides they should live together so he can take care of her and teach her about running a business. He wants to make sure she doesn't make any mistakes at the shareholder meeting next week. Upon hearing that, Ning hesitates because she only has one bed. But Xing Chang tells her not to worry and suggests she can sleep anywhere, even on the sofa, in the bathroom, or on the carpet. He teases her playfully. Then, Xing Chang's friends show up, making the situation awkward. Xing Chang and Ning quickly distance themselves as the friends help move Xing Chang's things into the room. Feng Sheng finds the situation amusing and suggests they ignore them. He even advises Ning to be a little tough on Xing Chang, joking that he's never seen him in pain. Shortly after, Yuan Sui joins in teasing them, leaving Ning feeling embarrassed. Feng Sheng then takes Yuan Sui away, leaving Ning and Xing Chang alone again. At that time, Xing Chang wasn't brave enough to let Ning sleep on the carpet, so he said he'd sleep on the sofa instead. Then he casually adjusted his scarf in front of Ning, not realizing it made her even more nervous. Basically, they would just share a room, but everything else would stay the same. However, Ning wasn't used to having a man in her room, so she had trouble sleeping and kept peeking at Chang. When he caught her peeking again, she nervously rolled over and pretended to sleep. Early the next morning, Chang woke Ning up and insisted they go for a morning run. Even when Ning got tired, he didn't let her rest. Instead, he held her hand and dragged her along for the run. He spent the whole day helping Ning prepare for the shareholder meeting next week, choosing her outfit and making sure she looked perfect. When Chang picked out shoes for Ning, he knelt down to help her put them on, choosing lipstick and hair accessories for her as well. But he didn't realize this made Ning nervous. One night, Chang had a nightmare about a past accident involving Xiang and Ning's parents. This made Ning wondered if Chang was also involved in the accident. The dream then turned into one where Chang was drowning, explaining why he seemed so affected by a painting of sea waves. The nightmare was so intense that Chang shook violently in his sleep. Soon after, Ning woke up worried and tried to wake him, but he reflexively grabbed her hand, then quickly let go, warning her not to come near him while he slept. Meanwhile, the next day, Mufun is pressured by his dad into going on a blind date. To his surprise, he meets Tunlin, the woman who once tried to recruit him to her company. Tunlin was also forced into the blind date by her brother. She's not interested in Mufun romantically, and says they won't be together because he's not her type. However, she still sees potential in Mufun's talent and keeps trying to convince him to join her company. On the other hand, now Lanhai facing a crisis and their new leader lacking business experience. Because of that, Tunlin urges Mufun to consider her offer seriously. She worries that if Lanhai goes under, Mufun's talent will go to waste. But there, Tunlin believes Mufun's goal extends beyond Lanhai to winning an international award in jewelry design. She promises to help him achieve his dream and gives him 48 hours to decide, just before the Lanhai shareholder meeting starts. Today was the big day of the shareholder meeting, and the company was bustling with activity since morning. When Jakai entered the meeting room, his supporters immediately started picking on him, but he stayed calm and just enjoyed the scene. Ning felt a bit nervous at first, but she quickly acted herself and acted like a confident leader, standing up to the bullies with grace. There, she assured everyone that she could lead the company through challenges and bring it back to the top. She also announced that Chang was now part of the company, and he looked proud of Ning's achievements. However, what Ning didn't know was that there was a new employee named Mei Na in the design department. Mei Na spotted Ning and almost called out to her, but Yuan Sui blocked her view just in time. At that time, Mei Na got annoyed, but when she saw Yuan Sui, she fell for him instantly. However, Yuan Sui only cared about keeping things under control. Once he was sure Ning was out of sight, he pretended to have mistaken Mei Na for someone else and quickly left, ignoring her attempts to talk to him. Once she was safely in her new office, Ning finally felt relieved. She had been nervous during the meeting earlier. Chang wasted no time and asked Ning to focus on her work. Her first task was to deal with the foreign bond crisis. He instructed her to call his secretary and request all the foreign bond data. At first, Ning felt anxious about handling such a big task on her first day, but she quickly calmed down and confidently gave orders to the secretary. At the same time, Jakai, feeling frustrated by the changes in the meeting room, got the idea to mess with the foreign bond issue. Chang quickly sensed something was off with the financial data they were reviewing. Since getting more data from the finance department didn't help, Chang told Feng Xiang to hack into the finance department's system. That's when they discovered something fishy. The financial manager in charge of overseas assets suddenly took a month off and booked a flight out of the country this afternoon. Soon after, Chang and Ning rushed to the airport to catch the financial manager. With help from Feng Xiang, who was tracking the manager's car, Chang realized the car had turned back. They quickly turned around and chased after it until they managed to stop it in the middle of the road. At that time, the manager panicked and tried to run away, but Chang got blocked by the manager's driver. Thankfully, Ning cornered him on the stairs. Jakai was freaking out because he hadn't heard from the financial manager and was scared Chang might get hold of the data. He wasn't scared of Xiang, but he knew not to underestimate Chang. Weirdly, Jakai felt like he knew Chang from somewhere. He also thought Xiang and Chang didn't seem like a real couple. This made him curious, so he told his secretary to investigate them. In the chaos, the manager tossed his bag. At that moment, Ning wanted to go get it, but then Chang showed up, loosening his tie. He used it to tie up the manager and hang him on the fence until he confessed. Scared, the manager admitted he still had the data and handed it over to Chang before passing out. Chang gave the file to Ning and took her back to the office. From the data they found, they realized the company's financial reports were a mess. It's no wonder Chang got sick because of it. While everyone was busy studying the reports, Ning was the only one who noticed Chang had hurt his hand earlier. Upon knowing that Chang gave up quickly cause he'd rather play with numbers on his computer than deal with this stuff. He just didn't get it. Chang casually told them they needed to find a loophole in the bond agreement to pay off the bank debt. This would solve the foreign bond crisis, but they only had 3 days to figure it out. So Ning and Chang worked overtime all day, stuck in the office trying to fix the mess. In the evening, Ning saw Chang sleeping on the sofa. Remembering his injured hand, she wanted to help. She tried to be quiet not to wake him, but he still woke up. He refused treatment though. Chang was right. Chang never complained about pain, even when he was hurting. Right now, their main focus was fixing the foreign bond issue. Ning felt lost with the financial problem they were facing and couldn't offer much help. But all day, she tried to contribute by organizing the data to make it tittier. Now she knew where the important information was located, so she casually approached to find those pages. When she looked up, she suddenly went silent, shocked to find herself so close to Chang. He was looking at her with a fascinated expression. They both realized the awkwardness and quickly looked away. Ning got up hurriedly, but Chang called her back. Finally, he softened and asked Ning to treat his sprained hand. At that moment, Xiang and Yuan Sui returned with coffee and dinner. They were surprised to see the scene and left quickly, leaving Ning and Chang alone. Mei Na had almost given up searching for the cute boy throughout the building when suddenly Yuan Sui appeared. Mei Na was thrilled and approached him, but Yuan Sui saw it as a threat. When Mei Na touched his shoulder, Yuan Sui reflexively twisted away. At that time, Xiang, who saw this, panicked and tried to stop Yuan Sui, but ended up tripping and falling, ending up face-to-face with Mei Na. Meanwhile, Tung Lin was annoyed with her older brother, because Mufan hadn't given her any answers yet. Turns out her brother stayed calm, cause he had other plans to get Lanhai. On the other hand, Ning and her friends raced against the clock to go through all the data. Finally, Ning came up with a solution and gave orders to different departments. She was really impressive, coming up with the idea of herself, not Chang. At that time, one office got super busy, and soon they got good news that overseas banks agreed to Ning's proposal. This meant Lanhai's foreign bond crisis was solved. After 3 days of being stuck at work, they could finally go home. Xiang and Yuan Sui were ready to go have fun right away. In that moment, Chang was impressed with Ning's skills. He wondered if she had studied economics before. Ning said no, she just had a good memory since she was a kid. Her good memory helped her remember all the transaction data from the financial reports. She combined this with financial knowledge she gained from a seminar in college. That's how she came up with the solution. Upon hearing that, Chang praised her, saying she did a great job. Blushing, Ning said she just wanted to help Chang and the company. When they got home, Ning fell asleep. Chang tried to be careful while helping her with her seatbelt so he wouldn't wake her. But this made them unexpectedly close, and Chang found himself fascinated. Feeling nervous and awkward, he quickly left the car, leaving Ning inside. Then, Ning suddenly opened her eyes. Turns out she had been pretending to sleep too, feeling nervous about being close to Chang. The next day, Ning met Chang, who looked better after hearing the news about the foreign bond issue being resolved. Soon after, Chang asked about when Xiang and Chang would get engaged and married, now that the company crisis was over. Ning blushed and changed the subject quickly. Chang then took Ning to the flower garden left by Xiang's parents. Sadly, since their parents passed away, the garden had died too, and no flowers bloomed. Seeing Chang's sadness, Ning suggested they take care of the garden together. Just like they solved company problems, they could make the flowers bloom again. What Ning didn't know was that Chang had childhood memories with little Xiang and her parents in that garden. Chang's past was still a mystery. Even though he was connected to the family, No one in the Xiang family recognized him. But then, Chang's thoughts were interrupted when Ning suddenly complained. She felt he was just sitting around like a king while she and her friends were busy working. But Chang didn't see anything wrong with it. He insisted that the garden couldn't grow flowers. This annoyed Ning, so she decided to playfully smear dirt on Chang's face. At that time, Xiang and Yuan Sui were surprised to see her stand up to Chang. Chang playfully carried her back to their room, ignoring everyone's stares. He sat her on the sink and confronted her. Ning felt nervous about the situation. She wondered what Chang wanted. Turns out he wants her clean the dirt off his face. Upon hearing that, Ning felt nervous, but then Chang turned to look at her, and they locked eyes, making both of them nervous. Feeling awkward, Chang quickly left, leaving Ning relieved. But the next day, their company faced a new problem. Lin and her older brother accused Lanhai of copying their jewelry designs. Lin's brother blamed Ning and Lanhai for plagiarism. On the other hand, Lin's attention shifted to the handsome Chang, and she clearly liked him right away. While her older brother, Qi, argued with Chang about the plagiarism accusations, Lin stayed silent, staring at Chang. It was obvious she had a crush on him. But there, Chang wasn't afraid of Qi. After all, the jewelry designs they were arguing about weren't even displayed yet. Annoyed, Qi threatened to challenge them to show other designs at the exhibition. Basically, these siblings just wanted to defeat Lanhai and take everything they had. Qi not only wanted to win over Mufan, but also encouraged Lin to try and win over Chang from Xiang. Turns out, the design catalog they submitted for the exhibition was strange because it was exactly the same as Qi's company's designs. Chang believed there was a traitor in their company who leaked their designs, or maybe Qi's company bribed someone in Lanhai to steal their registered designs. There, Chang firmly believes that Qi's main goal isn't just about the exhibition issue, cause it's about taking over Lanhai entirely. By tarnishing Lanhai's reputation in the industry, its stock price would drop. Then, Qi could buy a lot of Lanhai shares and eventually take over the company. Soon after, Ning once again showed her skills by coming up with a solution that they would withdraw the designs from the exhibition, find a new trustworthy designer, and create new designs. Shortly after, Chang went to retrieve the jewelry they had submitted, while his two friends went to get the equipment needed to create new designs. Coincidentally, as Xiang and Yuan Sui were leaving, Na saw Yuan Sui and stopped him. She insisted on getting to know him and admitted she needed his help. There, Yuan Sui remained cold, but Xiang wanted to help Na, so he invited her to come along with them. However, along the way, Xiang teased her by giving Yuan Sui confusing directions, making Na sway in the back seat until she screamed for him to stop. Even Yuan Sui was annoyed with Xiang. At that moment, they were in a rush, but Xiang ended up flirting with women instead. But there, Xiang insisted he wasn't flirting with women. He said he was just helping them connect with Yuan Sui. Na was surprised and clarified that she didn't want to pursue Yuan Sui romantically, cause she just wanted to get to know him. She wanted him to be a model for the main character in her comic. Na is a comic writer and an intern at Lanhai's design department. On the other hand, since Xiang couldn't focus on work, even though they had an urgent situation, Yuan Sui decided to tie him up with duct tape. So Na moved to sit next to Yuan Sui, while Xiang sat in the back, unable to move, looking like he'd been kidnapped. At the same time, Xiang, the secretary, recommended Mufan to be their new designer because he was the most trustworthy and reliable. At first, Ning felt a bit awkward dealing with Mufan, but she quickly composed herself and explained the new problem professionally. Since it was sudden, Mufan brought some makeshift jewelry designs. However, Ning, who had knowledge in art, could immediately tell that some of the designs were too simple to be displayed at the exhibition. She feared they wouldn't attract buyers, which would affect their annual sales. At that time, Mufan was confused and surprised by Ning's current attitude because she really resembled Xiang when she was little. Despite the awkwardness, Ning firmly reminded Mufan to focus on the task at hand. They were in a hurry since they only had a few days to create a new jewelry set with a new design. Lin became more determined to win over Chang after attempting to investigate him, but failing to find much information. Chang's background was completely mysterious, and there was no information about his relationship with Xiang. In that moment, Tum Lin grew curious cause all the information she could gather was general information since Xing Chang's return to China. It was challenging to learn about his life abroad, since it was as if he had suddenly appeared out of nowhere, adding to the mystery. Tum Lin became intrigued and even made a bet with her older brother. If Xing Chang could overcome the trap set by Tum Qi, it meant that Tum Qi would have to acknowledge Xing Chang as a suitable partner for Tum Lin. Tum Qi simply smiled, as he had planned another move to attack Lan Hai. Meanwhile, at night, Mun Ning and Mu Fun stayed up all night discussing new designs. Mu Fun came up with the idea to change their design to twin roses. This idea made Mun Ning feel sad because it reminded her of a meeting with the late Cund under a painting of twin roses. Despite her sadness, Mun Ning agreed to Mu Fun's idea and even added some details to the design drawing. Mu Fun was surprised by the way Mun Ning held the pencil, realizing she had the hands of an artist. This made him start to doubt her identity again, as he remembered Mun Ning introducing herself as a fine art student. Before they could discuss further, the secretary reported that a group of reporters was downstairs and already knew about their situation. It was clearly Tum Qi's doing, intending to spread the news to make their company's stock price drop when the market opened the next day. At that time, Mun Ning was annoyed by Tum Qi's cunning. That Mu Fun offered to handle the reporters. However, they didn't realize that someone had secretly locked Mun Ning in her office and released smoke through the air vents. As the chaos unfolded, Mu Fun felt a surge of worry for Mun Ning, stuck inside her office. But a lot of reporters blocked his path, desperate for answers. Meanwhile, trapped inside, Mun Ning felt overwhelmed and suddenly collapsed. Just then, like heroes in a movie, Xing Chang and his friends burst onto the scene, giving everyone hope. With quick teamwork, they got to work. Feng Xiang hacked into the security system to unlock the door, while Xing Chang and Yuan Sui sprinted up the stairs. Then they hit a snag when Feng Xiang struggled with the system, but Xing Chang improvised, breaking the machine until the door finally opened. At that time, Xing Chang's heart pounded as he found Mun Ning unconscious. With no time to lose, Yuan Sui dashed off to get help. Xing Chang, fearing the worst, tried CPR, but Mun Ning didn't respond. Without hesitation, he tried something else. His efforts paid off as Mun Ning finally showed signs of life, but she was still weak and needed help. Luckily, the rescue team arrived just in time, taking Mun Ning to get the care she needed. The situation was tense, but Xing Chang's quick actions had made a big difference. On the other hand, Chang was furious seeing his granddaughter's condition, scolded everyone in the house. Luckily, Mun Ning quickly recovered and reassured him she was okay. Chang calmed down, but he knew this wasn't an accident. He believed someone wanted to harm his granddaughter. So he ordered his granddaughter to get engaged to Xing Chang and threw a big engagement party to show they were the new owners of Lan Hai. After everyone left, Xing Chang updated that they were investigating last night's incident. He also worried about Mun Ning's health and awkwardly checked her temperature. When he realized, he felt embarrassed. Soon after, Xing Chang rushed to call a doctor, but Mun Ning stopped him, holding his hand and proposing they get engaged. Xing Chang was shocked because Mun Ning suddenly confessed her love for him, saying last night made her sure she only thought about him and she wanted to be with Xing Chang. Then, Mun Ning asked Xing Chang to stay with her, wanting him by her side. Xing Chang questioned if Mun Ning understood the importance of getting engaged. He warned her that once they're engaged, she might not be able to change her mind. Xing Chang also wondered if Mun Ning knew his true identity and why she returned. He wanted to be sure she was certain about their engagement. Upon hearing all of that, Mun Ning felt confused and let go of his hand. Xing Chang left the room, leaving her behind. But they both couldn't shake off the memories they shared. Eventually, they both realized they wanted to be together. Soon after, they opened the door simultaneously. There, Xing Chang confronted Mun Ning, who nervously admitted she wasn't sure if she was ready, but he was all she had. Xing Chang agreed, whispering sweetly that they would be engaged. He promised to reveal everything after they got engaged. The next day arrived, and Lan Hai successfully finished their new design right on schedule. At that time, Tum Qi didn't seem pleased, but Tum Lin was thrilled. There, she explained that her happiness stemmed from her trust in Mu Fun and Xing Chang. Both had shown they could handle this tricky situation swiftly, proving their excellence. On the other hand, Mu Fun felt even more puzzled as he thought about Xing, who oddly looked like Mun Ning. His suspicions grew when he saw Mun Ning's designs, which clearly showed artistic talent. So far, he had only known Cund as someone focused on financial studies. During a chat with Mei Na, Feng Xiang and Yuan Sui accidentally discovered Mei Na was friends with Mun Ning. This news worried them, fearing Mei Na might encounter Mun Ning. At that moment, Yuan Sui wanted to inform Chang about this, but Feng Xiang stopped him. He didn't want Mei Na to face consequences because of this, so he urged Yuan Sui to keep quiet about it for now. Meanwhile, shockingly, today's open meeting was attended by journalists. Mun Ning took charge and announced an internal reshuffle. Some were promoted, some were demoted. At that time, Mu Fun received a promotion to director of the design center, while Jia Kai was demoted to the logistics department. This decision angered Jia Kai, but Mun Ning, now skilled at handling such situations, remained unfazed by his anger. Following that, Mun Ning and Chang confronted Jia Kai's ally, Director Zhao, who was responsible for Lanhai's recent troubles. Director Zhao was fired, but he demanded evidence and witnesses. They had both. At that moment, Tum Qi appeared with his sister, admitting their plan to bring down Lanhai and testify against Director Zhao for plagiarism. With no way out, Director Zhao pleaded for mercy, but none was given. Furthermore, Mun Ning announced her engagement to Chang, meaning they would become the new owners of Lanhai once officially engaged. On the big day of Mun Ning and Chang's engagement, everyone was excited. Chang was happy, but Chase-Wan couldn't make it because of charity work. Mun Ning felt nervous, especially when her makeup artist hinted there might be kissing. Mei Na nearly barged in out of curiosity, but a phone call saved her. However, she accidentally bumped into Tung Lin, revealing a photo of Mun Ning. It caught Tung Lin's attention. Finally, it was time for Chang and Mun Ning to exchange rings and officially become engaged. Chang put the ring on Mun Ning's finger and kissed her. Suddenly, Mei Na showed up unexpectedly and shouted out Mun Ning's name, surprised to see her friend engaged. On the other hand, as Mun Ning's father flipped through an old photo album, he stumbled upon a picture of himself and Mun Ning by a truck, which strangely made him uneasy. He quickly hid it under the sofa. Meanwhile, the TV was broadcasting Mun Ning and Chang's engagement, but he got distracted by his wife, Mei Na, entering the room. You missed seeing Mun Ning's face on the screen. At the engagement venue, Mei Na suddenly showed up and screamed when she saw Mun Ning. This startled everyone, but Feng Xiang and Yuan Sui quickly took her away. Fortunately, her scream coincided with applause, so most guests didn't notice. However, Tung Lin seemed suspicious, especially after glimpsing a photo on Mei Na's phone. At that time, Mun Ning was terrified, but Chang reassured her and reminded her they'd faced challenges before. While Mun Ning changed, Tung Lin approached Chang and flirted with him, but he didn't fall for it. It was a bit odd because Chang was already dating Yun. Meanwhile, Tung Lin, who was like a detective, sensed something was up. She confronted Chang about his weird words. Realizing his mistake, Chang told her it was none of her business. But Tung Lin didn't give up. She put a rose in Chang's pocket, saying everything about him would soon be clear. Then she left, and Chang tossed the roses away. Despite all the drama, Feng Xiang tried to tell Mei Na that the woman she was seeing was actually the new boss at Lanhai. But Mei Na didn't buy it and demanded an explanation for their weird behavior. At that time, Feng Xiang and Yuan Sui couldn't say a word. Mei Na was desperate for answers and wanted to find Mun Ning, but Feng Xiang suddenly grabbed her and pushed her against the wall. He pushed her so hard that he stumbled and accidentally kissed her. Mei Na was shocked and slapped him before leaving in a hurry. Meanwhile, Chang couldn't shake off Tung Ling's questioning about what he said earlier. And then there's Mun Ning, who was freaking out because she was worried that Mei Na might uncover their secret. She really wanted to talk to Mei Na and explain everything, but Chang stopped her, making her even more anxious. Shortly after, Chang reminded Mun Ning not to do anything rash because a lot of people were watching. All Mun Ning had to do was play her part as Zhuang Xinyan well and protect her position. There, Chang assured Mei Na not to worry about her problem. He had already asked Feng Xiang and Yuan Sui to take care of it. But Feng Xiang's upset was making it hard to handle Mei Na's issue. Chang didn't know how to tell Mei Na that the person she saw wasn't her friend without hurting her feelings, and it became a big problem. Meanwhile, Mu Fun was at the bar, lost in thought about Mun Ning and Yun. He wondered if Yun was actually Mun Ning but found it hard to believe there could be two strangers so alike. Suddenly, Tung Lin showed up and bluntly said she wanted Chang, even though he was engaged to Xiang. She didn't believe Chang loved Xiang, and also remembered that Mu Fun had managed to bring Xiang home since they hadn't even met. All of a sudden, Xiang and Chang returned home, leaving Tung Lin wondering if they were really who they claimed to be. She also questioned if the man with Xiang was truly Chang. At that time, Mu Fun avoided answering and quickly left, making Tung Lin even more suspicious. Then, she wasted no time and called someone to investigate Xiang and those close to her. The next day, Tung Lin showed up wanting to collaborate with their company. She offered to buy their designs for her own studio, not her brother's company, at any price. It was clear her real aim was to test Mun Ning by demanding she sign a contract that day. Meanwhile, Mei Na visited Mu Fun to deliver a report and spotted a painting of twin roses on his desk. She recognized it as a piece by an art professor, mentioning that her friend had used it as inspiration for their graduation work at an Italian art university. Mu Fun grew more suspicious because this matched exactly what Xiang had said before. Coincidentally, Tung Lin interrupted them, instructing Mu Fun to take Mei Na to Xiang's room. As Mun Ning tried to refuse Tung Lin's offer, saying she needed time to review the contract, Tung Lin insisted it was a great deal and urged her to sign on the spot. Suddenly, Mu Fun appeared with Mei Na, causing Mun Ning to panic. Mei Na accidentally called her Mun Ning, making the situation even more suspicious for Tung Lin and Mu Fun. There, Mun Ning was at a loss for what to do. Chang quickly intervened, confirming that she was Zhuang Xiang, the company leader. This gave Mun Ning the confidence to act as Xiang again and scold Mu Fun for his subordinate's behavior. However, Mei Na still believed she was Mun Ning, but Mu Fun whisked her away. Tung Lin, satisfied with the drama, pushed for Mun Ning to sign the contract immediately. Despite her nerves, Chang guided her to sign as Zhuang Xiang. Despite Chang's intervention, Tung Lin persisted in her attack. She demanded that Mun Ning take her to the jewelry storage warehouse, a place only the Lanhai CEO could enter. This meant only Xiang could open it. Now, Mun Ning felt extremely worried, especially since Feng Shang struggled to hack the security system. With only 90 seconds before the security system locked them out, Mun Ning had to enter her password and identity. But she didn't know the password, causing her to feel confused and anxious. In this crucial moment, Mun Ning had to think hard to guess the password. The first and second attempts failed, increasing her panic. Luckily, she finally remembered Xiang's advice to use the password 1121 to unlock her phone, which was the date of Xiang's parents' death. As soon as Mun Ning heard the 4 numbers, she tried them and they worked. But she still needed to confirm her identity. Since she couldn't use fingerprints, she was relieved to find out the security system used cornea scanning. Luckily, she had Xiang's corneas, so she easily opened the warehouse. This left Tung Lin and Mu Fun confused. With everything sorted out, Mun Ning returned to her office exhausted and hugged Chang. He carried her to the table and kissed her passionately. After they got home, Mun Ning fell asleep quickly. At that moment, Chang almost gave in to temptation as he unfastened his seatbelt, but he restrained himself and gently carried her out of the car. Shortly after, Mun Ning woke up when Chang greeted Chang, feeling embarrassed to be seen in that state. However, Chang refused to let her down. Even when they reached the room, he helped her take off her high heels and tucked her in. At that time, he planned to leave, but Mun Ning asked him to stay. He agreed, and she laid her head on his lap. She was worried about Tung Lin, who seemed to suspect her identity. There, Mun Ning wonders if Tung Lin already knows their secret, and Chang starts to think the same. But to calm Mun Ning, he says it's unlikely Tung Lin knows. Mun Ning then asks if Chang must have hated her when Xiang died saving her. Chang reassures her, saying it's not her fault. He explains that the incident happened because they look so similar. The cornea transplant was Chang's decision for Mun Ning. He tells her Xiang is gone but encourages her to live well. Mun Ning promises to live well and help both Xiang and Chang. She asks if they'll always be together and remembers Chang's promise to tell her everything. Upon hearing that, Chang can't answer her first question, but he promises to tell her everything once he sorts things out with Tung Lin. Back again to Mu Fun. Now he really wanted to believe the woman was really Xiang, but Tung Lin kept pushing him to doubt her. She convinced him that if the woman wasn't the real Xiang, they could lose Lanhai to someone else. Determined, Lin vowed to expose the imposter and get Chang. At night, Chang had another nightmare about the accident. This time, it was clear from his dream that Nun's parents were also his own. He realized he was Nun's brother and the only survivor in their family. Then Ning woke up when she saw Chang panicking in his sleep. Worried, she tried to wake him, but he was still trapped in his nightmare. She whispered to him, promising to protect him. Her voice finally woke him, and he was relieved to see her. The next day, Chang had a big task for Yuan Sui. He needed him to go all the way to Italy to find a doctor who had helped Nund and Ning before. At the same time, Lin snooping around, so they had to be super careful. Any tiny mistake could ruin everything. But Chang forgot about something really important, which was Ning herself, who was part of his family. Meanwhile, Na's mom got a huge order for drinks. They were supposed to be sent to the company where Na and Ning's dad worked. But Ning was being a bit careless. Instead of working, she was busy drawing. She didn't even notice when Mufan showed up. There he was surprised to see her drawing so well. But when he gave her some work to do, she acted like she didn't understand and said she needed Chang's help. Because of that, Mufan got suspicious. This person in front of him didn't seem like Nund at all, and all he could think that she looks like Ning. So he decided to test her by giving her a drawing and asking her to fix any mistakes. At that time, Ning didn't suspect a thing and almost started correcting the drawing with her drawing skills. Luckily, just as things were getting tense, Chang showed up and kicked Ning out, calling her Chang'an. So, Ning left all alone, feeling startled. But surprise, Na and her mom were in the lobby. At that time, Ning was super nervous, but Feng Shan came to the rescue, giving her a secret signal to stay cool. But then, to make things even more stressful, Ning's dad arrived, and he brought their pet dog, who recognized Ning right away. As if that wasn't enough, Lin was watching the whole family drama unfold via video call, with her pals hiding around the lobby, secretly recording everything. As Ning trembled with fear, Feng Shang rushed to her side, whispering words of comfort to help her calm down. Slowly, Ning regained her composure and tried to act natural. Though still a bit shaky and stuttering, she told her father that he had mistaken her for someone else. She insisted she was Zhuang Nund, not Ning. But it was tough for her to keep up the act, especially without Chang to shield her. She almost lost it when her father called her princess. Thankfully, Feng Shang intervened just in time. Suddenly, the dog started chasing after Ning. Without hesitation, Feng Shang jumped in to protect her and got bitten in the process. Her father couldn't believe she wasn't his daughter of over 20 years. But just then, Xiang appeared and revealed that Ning was actually his granddaughter, named Zhuang Nund. At that time, Xiang didn't suspect a thing, thinking it was just a case of mistaken identity. However, Ning's dad was still unsure, especially since he hadn't heard from her and couldn't reach her at all. So following Na's suggestion, he tried calling Ning again. This time she answered. When her dad asked where she was, Ning had to lie and say she was still in Italy. Thankfully, her dad believed her. But Ning felt really bad about lying, and tears welled up in her eyes. Upon hearing her crying, her dad didn't suspect a thing. He just thought his daughter was homesick. Then, Ning kept crying even after she hung up the phone, until she noticed Chang'an nearby. Thankfully, Chang'an didn't suspect the real reason for her tears. He thought she was upset because she had argued with Chang. After all of the drama, Chang brought Mufan to his hideout. At that time, Mufan couldn't hold back anymore. He confronted Chang, convinced that he was actually Yan Yi, his long-lost brother who vanished after an accident. Mufan also suspected that Nund was actually Ning in disguise. Finally, Chang came clean about his true identity and removed a ring from his finger, revealing a scar caused by Mufan during their childhood play. Upon knowing that Mufan wanted to spill the truth to everyone, but Chang quickly stopped him, threatening bad consequences if he dared to speak out. Soon after, Chang confessed that the woman was indeed Ning, and he had to bring her here to pose as Nund, because the real Nund was dead, killed by the Zhuang family themselves. He claimed he was doing all this to uncover the real culprit. After hearing that, Mufan refused to believe him and insisted on revealing the truth. In response, Chang had no choice but to knock him out to silence him. Meanwhile, in the quiet of the night, Ning found Chang'an in the flower house, lost in thought as he stared at the struggling plants. He realized the place was filled with negativity, blocking the sunlight and making it hard for anything to thrive, including the flowers. Then, Chang sighed, realizing that forcing things wouldn't make them bloom. With heavy heart, he decided to leave. His words struck a chord with Mun Ning, who was determined to save the flowers. Ignoring Xing Chang's presence, she focused on her mission. When she tried to water the plants, the hose was too high for her to reach. Xing Chang stepped in to help, and when water sprayed everywhere, he shielded her. In that moment, they shared a tender glance amid the spray of water. Tonight, Xing Chang was feeling really romantic. While Mun Ning was washing her hands, he surprised her by hugging her from behind to help. Then, noticing her wet hair, he offered to dry it for her, and she happily agreed. Lost in the moment, Mun Ning closed her eyes, thinking he might kiss her, though he didn't, leaving her feeling a bit embarrassed. The next day, Tun Ling showed up unexpectedly. She wasn't just visiting. She had a sneaky plan to uncover Mun Ning's true identity. She served mango sticky rice, knowing that Mun Ning was allergic to mangoes. Tun Ling learned about Mun Ning's allergy from her mom, Na, who innocently shared it during a survey about favorite foods. Mun Ning trembled when she saw the food, but she knew she couldn't refuse without raising suspicion. So she forced herself to eat it, despite the risk. Meanwhile, in Italy, Yuan Sui had just reached the hospital to find the doctor who operated on Mun Ning's eyes. But instead, he discovered the doctor collapsed and his office was a mess. At that time, the doctor urged Yuan Sui to hurry to the medical records room to protect the girl's data from being stolen. Rushing there, Yuan Sui caught the robbers red-handed. They attacked him without delay. On the other hand, Mun Ning's allergy suddenly flared up, sending her rushing to her room, where she eventually passed out. Xing Chang, deeply concerned, helped her cool down in a bath. Then he tucked her into bed, and she didn't want him to leave. So he held her until they both fell asleep. The next morning, Mun Ning woke up to see Xing Chang still asleep beside her. Her kiss woke him, and he looked worried about her. In a moment of embarrassment, she told him about a childhood near-death experience due to a mango allergy, thanking him for his help. Without a word, Xing Chang pulled her close, and they shared another kiss. It turned out Mun Ning did everything to protect Xing Chang and Xi Nun's identities. But Xing Chang didn't want her risking her life anymore cause he was too worried about her. Knowing this, Mun Ning kept hugging him tightly. On the other hand, Tun Ling's older brother disapproved of her liking Xing Chang, fearing it would cause family tension. The scene shifted. Tun Ling confessed her feelings to Xing Chang, revealing she knew Mun Ning wasn't the real Xing Yun. But Xing Chang didn't let her words bother him. Meanwhile, Mun Ning, her dad, Chasewan, and Mei Na were nearby. Suddenly, her dad got news of an accident, though he was okay. Mun Ning saw them in a taxi with someone who had hurt her before. Realizing they were in danger, Mun Ning tried to sacrifice herself by standing in the road to stop the car. But Xing Chang saved her just in time, though she fainted. While unconscious, she dreamed of Xing Chang. At the hospital, Mei Na learned that Xi Nun had always been Mun Ning, her childhood friend. Meanwhile, Tun Ling had a big argument with her older brother, who shocked her by revealing that Xing Chang was the true heir to the Lunhai Yixing company. In another part of town, at the Zhuang family's home, Zhou Kai was furious to learn that Xing Chang was actually Chang Un's missing grandson from 17 years ago, who was involved in the tragic accident that also took the lives of Xing Chang's parents. Xing Chang then recounted the details of the accident, including being thrown into the ocean, which left him traumatized. He shared the pain of growing up in an orphanage far from home. Chang Un, upon hearing the truth, was deeply moved. But the news of Xi Nun's death devastated him, as he not only lost his son but also his granddaughter. It became clear to everyone that Mun Ning was just a look-alike of Xi Nun. In the hospital, Mun Ning woke up, only to receive shocking news from Mu Fun that Xing Chang was the grandson and heir of the Zhuang family, and everyone knew it. Devastated, she desperately wanted to see Xing Chang, but hospital staff kept her from leaving. Feeling sad and lost in thought, Mun Ning recalled happy memories with Xing Chang. She never imagined things would turn out like this. Mei Na visited, disappointed by Mun Ning's lies. Meanwhile, Xing Chang and his family headed to commemorate Xi Nun's death. Along the way, Xing Chang spotted Mun Ning standing alone on the road. Soon after, he stopped and approached her. That night marked the end of their engagement as Mun Ning poured out her disappointment, and Xing Chang could only listen. At the hospital, Mun Ning returned dripping wet and suddenly fainted due to her weak condition. The next day, she was back home and feeling better. returning to her normal life as Mun Ning. Elsewhere, at the Lund Hai Yi-Sing Company, Chang faced shareholders worried about their losses. To everyone's surprise, a shareholder proposed a match between Chang's company and Tung Lin's brothers Liu Buang Company to unite them and improve profits. Chang even agreed to marry Tung Lin for the sake of their company's safety. Meanwhile, Mun Ning met Mu Fun, who invited her to join the Lund Hai Yi-Sing Company for her artistic skills. Tung Lin's older brother found her sister drunk, consumed by her love for Chang. Tung Lin was deeply in love and didn't care about anything else in Chang's life. At that time, Tung Lin's older brother initially opposed his sister's wish to be with Chang. But seeing her happiness, he agreed, especially after learning about an arranged marriage that could benefit their companies. In another scene, Mei Na found Yuan Sui injured and helped him. Yuan Sui felt embarrassed. Mei Na then confessed her feelings for him, but Feng Shang overheard, leaving him speechless. Meanwhile, Mun Ning saw news of Chang's upcoming marriage to Tung Lin on TV, leaving her shocked and resigned to not reuniting with him. Back home, Mun Ning discovered her door unlocked and her room in a mess. She spotted a suspicious man resembling her kidnapper. Following him, she was tricked into a truck and locked inside, being taken away against her will. There Mei Na, worried about Mun Ning's whereabouts, turned to Chang for help. He immediately sprang into action, determined to find and assist Mun Ning. He seemed deeply concerned for her safety. On the way, the car carrying Mun Ning got into an accident, sending her into the ocean. Despite his own fear of the water, Chang rushed to her aid, kissing her in the hopes of keeping her safe. Eventually, they both made it to shore, though weakened by the ordeal. At the hospital, Tung Lin stayed faithfully by Chang's side until he woke up. But when he regained consciousness, he didn't seem to appreciate her presence or recognize her efforts. As Mun Ning woke up, she couldn't remember who had saved her. Mu Fun, who was there, lied and said that many people had helped her. Both Mun Ning and Chang felt thoughtful about their experiences. Later that evening, Mun Ning managed to reach Chang. Feeling sad, she realized Chang had lied about not helping her, even though he had risked his life to save her. Despite missing him deeply, Chang showed indifference towards her, hurting her even more. Back home, Mun Ning saw a TV program announcing Chang and Tung Lin's engagement, leaving her feeling incredibly sad. But during the ceremony, Mun Ning unexpectedly arrived and disrupted the event. She kissed Chang in front of everyone, causing the engagement to come to a halt. In that moment, Mun Ning confessed her love for Chang and thanked him for saving her life when she almost drowned. Tung Lin silently watched it all unfold. But the boldness didn't end there. Chang swept Mun Ning off her feet, and they shared another kiss in front of everyone before leaving. Soon after, they found a beautiful spot just for themselves, where they kissed passionately under the night sky. They promised to stay together forever. The next day, Feng Shang took Mei Na to Yuan Sui's boxing training ground to help her get closer to him. However, things took a scary turn when Yuan Sui almost punched Mei Na accidentally. Despite the scare, Mei Na was impressed by his strength. Meanwhile, Tung Lin felt frustrated by recent events. During her low point, Mu Fun came to comfort and accompany her. In another scene, at the Zhuang family's house, Zhou Kai was furious because the Lund Hai Yi-Sing Company was in chaos. He felt like his mother wasn't doing anything to address the situation, despite his efforts to become the CEO. The scene shifted. In a room, a mysterious figure plotted something against Chang. At the company, Chang sensed someone following him and reacted quickly, only to discover it was Mun Ning. She suggested they elope and took his car keys. As they drove, she kept glancing at him while fastening her seatbelt. Later that evening, they went to a place with a beautiful night view and stars in the sky. Mun Ning loosened Chang's buttons and tied to help him relax. This surprised him, but she explained she didn't want him to carry too much burden when they were together. Then, to Mun Ning's embarrassment, Chang changed clothes in front of her. Soon after, Chang drove Mun Ning home. As she dozed off, he watched her and gently stroked her forehead until she woke up. Mun Ning then told Chang she would work with Mu Fun. This made Chang jealous, but he didn't want to show it. Before parting ways, they wanted to kiss, but their seatbelts got in the way, making them both feel embarrassed. Chang then focused on his mission to uncover the truth behind his family's accident. Meanwhile, Chang'an was pleased with Chang's return, as it brought positive changes to their company. In another scene at the company, Kai arrogantly insulted Xing Chang's colleagues, which angered Xing Chang. This reminded him of how Kai had mistreated him in the past, leading to his suffering at the hands of his aunt. In the evening, Mei Na was busy drawing her comics while waiting for Feng Xiang and Yuan Sui to finish work. But when she finally met them, they ignored her completely. Meanwhile, Xing Chang explored an unused room and discovered clues about the mastermind behind the accident that harmed his family. It seemed the motive was to gain shares from Xing Chang's mother. On the other side, Mun Ning was in a meeting with Mu Fun and another colleague, discussing designs. Suddenly, Xing Chang entered the room and noticed Mun Ning and Mu Fun seemed quite familiar with each other. This sight filled Xing Chang with jealousy. One night, Mun Ning got drunk and kept calling Xing Chang. In a dark basement, some people tried to harm her. But Xing Chang rushed to save her once again, making Mun Ning feel safe. There, she couldn't stop staring at Xing Chang, who was very close to her. The next evening, Xing Chang and his colleagues continued investigating the accident. But now they had to find Xing Chang's mother's stamp, which was with seen none before. At that time, Feng Xiang thought Mun Ning might have it, but Xing Chang didn't want to put her in danger. He planned to ask her about it later, as the stamp was crucial for his mother's shares. The following day, Xing Chang picked up Mun Ning for a date. However, she was still asleep after a night of heavy drinking. After waking her up, Xing Chang reminded her of her actions from the previous night. Embarrassed, Mun Ning realized she had kissed him repeatedly. They then went on a seaside date, enjoying the beach together as if they were the only ones in the world. At that time, Mu Fun felt upset when he remembered seeing Xing Chang and Mun Ning being close in the basement. It made him realize he has feelings for Mun Ning. Meanwhile, Xing Chang and Mun Ning continued their date at a cafe. Xing Chang left briefly to contact Feng Xiang, but when he returned, Mun Ning was gone. He panicked and searched for her. Finally, Xing Chang found Mun Ning and hugged her tightly. Later, Mun Ning went to see Chang'an, feeling scared because she had pretended to be Xing. But Chang'an forgave her and accepted her as his granddaughter. He even approved of her relationship with Xing Chang. Meanwhile, when Xing Chang took Mun Ning home, they encountered a thief who stole her bag. Xing Chang chased after the thief, and Mun Ning asked Tun Lin for help to follow Xing Chang. They all ended up chasing after the thief together. Not long after, Mun Ning and Tun Lin arrived at a special place, but there was a big accident. Xing Chang was carrying a jewelry box when another car crashed into theirs. Mun Ning was super scared and worried about Xing Chang. She looked and looked for him in the wrecked car, but thankfully, he came out safe from another side. He saw how worried she was and gave her a big hug. Meanwhile, poor Tun Lin saw something sad. The person she liked was kissing someone else. When they got back to Xing Chang's house, Mun Ning couldn't stop worrying about him. She didn't want anything bad to happen to him. But Xing Chang hushed her worries with a kiss. Finally, they kissed each other. Later, Xing Chang told Mun Ning that some people wanted to hurt her because she had something important from Xing Chang's mom. Then, Mun Ning remembered something. During the accident, Xing gave Xing Chang a rose brooch with his mom's stamp on it. The next day, Mei Na is feeling really down because Yuan Sui rejected her love. She's with Feng Xiang, who tries to cheer her up by telling Yuan Sui's backstory. Turns out he was bullied a lot in the past, but he turned things around with his martial arts skills and help from Xing Chang. Meanwhile, Xing Chang and his friends are still investigating the accident that hurt his parents, sister, and Mun Ning. At home, Mun Ning keeps searching for Xing rose brooch. Turns out her dad has it, but he seems to be hiding something. Then, Mun Ning tells Xing Chang where the brooch is. The next day, Xing Chang visits Mun Ning's house. Before going in, she fixes his tie. They keep looking at each other, and Xing Chang pulls Mun Ning close for a kiss. Finally, they go inside and Xing Chang meets Mun Ning's dad. In a rush, Xing Chang realized that Mun Ning's dad looked a lot like someone he was after. When Xing Chang talked about his family's past, Mun Ning's dad got really nervous. It seemed like Xing Chang knew a lot about Mun Ning's family already. Meanwhile, Mu Fun's dad told him that the accident 17 years ago, involving Xing Chang and his parents, was caused by a truck driver named Shenhong Liang. It turns out that's Mun Ning's dad. Xing Chang feels torn. He loves Mun Ning, but he's heartbroken to find out her dad tried to hurt his family. Even though it wasn't Mun Ning's dad's idea, someone ordered him to do it. Later, Xing Chang went to the seaside with Mun Ning. But there, he asked them to break up. Ning was shocked and quiet. She still wants them to be together. Chang said something really hurtful, that he only used Ning to get his mom's brooch. Now, Ning felt really down because she found out that Chang didn't feel the same way about her. It made her heart ache to know that her feelings for him weren't returned. With a heavy heart, she decided to give him one last kiss. Surprisingly, Chang also felt sad about the situation. Elsewhere in the town, Chang was furious because Swan had destroyed his beautiful flower house. Not only that, but Swan was known for hurting other people's feelings too. When her father scolded her, Swan argued back, reminding him of how tough her childhood had been because of misunderstandings with her family. Her actions even caused her father to fall. Meanwhile, Ning and her father were preparing to leave their home. But just as they were about to go, Mufan arrived, looking for Ning because he was worried about her. The next day, at the company, Chang was feeling really overwhelmed because of Jia Kai. But just as he was trying to cope with his emotions, he got some terrible news that his grandpa was very sick. Rushing home, Chang was beside himself with worry about his grandpa's health. But when he got there, things got even worse. On the other hand, Swan's aunt seemed strangely calm. She not only kicked Chang out of their family home, but also out of the Lun Hai Yi company. Meanwhile, Mufan finally caught up with Ning. It was then that she learned about her father's involvement in hurting Chang's parents. It made her feel even sadder. Things took a surprising turn when Swan revealed a recorded piece of evidence. It said that the Lun Hai Yi company and the Xiang family mansion would be given to her. This was meant as compensation for the tough times she had gone through as a child. But it came at a cost that Chang had to leave his home and the company. Just when Chang realized what was happening, it was too late. He had taken his final breath. In a different place, Ning's dad, Tung Lin, along with Mufan and Ning herself, gathered together. They were all shocked when Tung Lin's older brother told them that Chang had passed away. Meanwhile, Chang was feeling utterly devastated. He went to the sea, trying to confront the painful memories he had associated with it. As he stood there, he couldn't shake the feeling that everyone he cared about had left him behind. He thought about Ning, who had truly loved him. Back on land, Ning was deeply worried about Chang. She searched for him along the shore, hoping to find him and make sure he was all right. Eventually, she stumbled upon Chang's ring, a clue that he might be nearby. Soon after, she spotted him leaping into the waves. Without hesitation, Ning rushed to his aid, pulling him back to safety. She wasn't the only one feeling panicked, cause Chang's friends were just as worried about him. During the rush to the hospital, Chang was unconscious. At that time, Ning stayed by his side the whole time, never leaving him alone. But then, Chang started having nightmares. He dreamed of being abandoned by his family, feeling all alone. When he woke up, he was filled with fear. But in the evening, something changed. He saw a painting Ning had made for him and felt her comforting presence, which made him cry with relief. In the hospital room, Ning hugged Chang tightly, promising to stay with him no matter what. Her words touched him deeply, and tears streamed down his face. Meanwhile, Tung Lin had a chat with Mufan. Mufan confessed that he had liked Ning from the moment he saw her, but he knew his feelings were not returned. In another scene, Chang was back home, but he seemed lost and lacking in enthusiasm for life. Ning felt really sad seeing him like this, but she stayed by his side, offering him comfort and encouragement. As the sun set, Chang's friends gathered for a meal, trying to lift his spirits with laughter. But despite their efforts, Chang still seemed distant. Seeing him shiver in the cold, Ning invited him inside to warm up. Meanwhile, Xiang and Mei Na found themselves in a beautiful spot. There, Xiang poured his heart out, telling Mei Na how he felt about her. Though she was taken aback, Mei Na accepted his love. Overwhelmed with joy, Xiang kissed her, and they officially became a couple, sealing their relationship with a kiss. Back at the gathering, Ning suddenly felt a wave of panic when she realized Chang was missing from the room. But then, she found him quietly watching the night sky. Rushing to him, she wrapped him in a tight hug. In that moment, Chang's sadness spilled out that he felt utterly broken and alone, just like he had 17 years ago. Upon hearing Chang's sadness, Ning tried to comfort him, reminding him that he had many people who cared about him, including her. Grateful for her support, Chang hugged Ning tightly and confessed his love for her for the first time. Their night was filled with love and affection, as they embraced each other. The next day, Ning and Chang enjoyed the beauty of the sea together. Chang's love for Ning was evident as he continued to hold her close. Meanwhile, Lin took Fun to a nursing home, where they were shocked to find Chang's mother, who had miraculously survived an accident 17 years ago. Back home, Chang started to return to his usual self, determined to reclaim his mother's rights. At night, Ning continued to support Chang in his business endeavors. She apologized for her father's actions against Chang's family, but Chang reassured her, saying it wasn't her fault and she didn't need to apologize. They smiled at each other, united in their support and love. Not long after, Ning's father joined them. He revealed something crucial about the accident 17 years ago. It wasn't him who caused it, but another truck that intentionally crashed into Chang's parents' car. Ning also recalled her own tragic experience with a truck trying to hit her and Xiang. It mirrored what happened to Chang's parents. The person who attempted to steal Chang's mother's brooch was the same one who kidnapped Ning. The pieces of the puzzle were coming together, pointing to the mastermind behind it all. Later, when Chang was alone, Ning approached him. He hugged her tightly and promised that once he sorted out everything, they would fulfill their dream of living together. In the company, Jia was shocked to see Chang return. On the other hand, Chang, now the CEO again, thanks to his mother's majority shares. This news left Jia seething with anger, unable to do anything. It was then revealed that Jia was the one behind the attempts to harm Xiang and mistakenly kidnapped Ning. Meanwhile, Chang and Ning went back to the Xiang family home. There they confronted Jia and his mother. More truths came to light, including uncovered inheritance records. It turned out the inheritance belonged to all family members, not just Chang, but she showed no remorse, seeming heartless. Driven by anger, Chang destroyed the ocean painting in the Xiang family's house. Despite Ning providing evidence of Chang's misdeeds from 17 years ago, including photos and voice recordings, Chang continued to deny and showed no regret. Even when Lin requested to see Chang's video, revealing he knew about his daughter's actions, he still hoped Chang could change. Furious and filled with anger, Chang hurled a glass at the wall and blamed her father for everything she had done. Finally, she loudly confessed to being the mastermind behind it all. But it wasn't for the family's wealth she did it. She wanted the Xiang family to suffer like she had. At that moment, Jia was stunned to learn what his mother had done. Turns out, in the past, Chang had been neglected by her father, who favored her older sister, Chang's mother Mei Xuan. Soon after, Fun led Lin to the Xiang family's house, but to their surprise, they both brought a woman with them. It was Mei Xuan, who had disappeared 17 years ago in an accident. Seeing her again moved Lin deeply. Meanwhile, Chang headed to the flower garden at their house, intending to destroy everything because she despised the beautiful flowers there. Soon after, Ning and Chang hurried after her. When they arrived, Chang tried to harm Chang, but Ning intervened. Instead, Chang grabbed Ning and threatened her life. Thankfully, Yuan Sui arrived in time to rescue Ning. In the chaos, Chang was shocked to see Mei Xuan, her older sister, alive and well. Terrified, Chang never expected her sister to still be alive. But Mei Xuan's kindness helped calm her, reassuring her that she wasn't alone. She had Mei Xuan's support and love. Then, Mei Xuan explained that their father truly loved Chang, just as he loved her. Despite Chang's rebellious nature, she eventually melted in her sister's embrace. Witnessing the reunion of the siblings moved everyone deeply. Chang, finally reunited with his long-lost mother, approached her, and Mei Xuan immediately recognized her eldest son. Meanwhile, in the company, Lin's older brother takes charge of the Lunhai Yixing company. On the other hand, Lin and Fun decide to start fresh, agreeing to a meeting arranged by Lin's brother and Fun's father. Like Feng Shang and Mei Na, they grow closer and more romantic. Back at the Xiang family's home, the flower garden blooms with beautiful flowers, bringing joy to Ning and Chang. Their past troubles are now behind them, replaced by happiness. The scene shifts to the seashore, where Ning and Chang appreciate every moment of their lives, seeing each one as a valuable lesson. Finally, they can live happily ever after, surrounded by love and joy. The series ends. The moral lesson from this series is always double-check your identity before answering the phone, or otherwise, you might accidentally become a rich heiress with a complicated love life.